Hello my beautiful friends, it's Mimi here today, and today's the day where I do a new Q&A video. I haven't done one in a while. So basically what I do is I announce it on my Snapchat. So if you don't follow me on Snapchat, make sure you do. My Snapchat username is mimiikonn. So I basically give you guys about 12 to 14 hours to submit a video question, and then I play it here and I respond sort of live. Well, it's not really live, but I don't really have time to think about the question. So anytime I do this, I have a bit of butterflies in my stomach. So are you guys ready? Let's get started.
Hi Mimi, this is Omi. My question today is, how did your first date with Alex go? And if there were any first date tips, what would they be? I really love this.
So the question is, how did the first date with Alex go? And it's a story I think I've shared in some of my videos before, but the first date that Alex and I had wasn't really a date in my mind. I told Alex, this was at the time of my life where we used to work together at a bank, and I was moving back to Azerbaijan because at one point I decided in my life that I'm quitting my job and moving back to where I came from. And I really wanted to go ice skating before I moved back to Azerbaijan because at the time there was no ice skating rinks. So I told Alex, this was at work, if you can find me skates, we'll go ice skating together. So in his mind that was a green light, and he considered that as a date. And then after we went skating, which was a lot of fun, it was such a great time because, you know, when you're skating you kind of like get to touch each other, and it's very natural and fun way to connect and bond and see somebody's personality. And then he took me out for dinner, which was a sushi place in Richmond Hill. This is a place in Toronto where we used to live. So yeah, it was a very fun date and it was very casual. So one tip I would give for a first date is to do something fun together, because a lot of people go for dinner and it's very, I feel like it's quite reserving because you're sitting and it's a bit intimidating. It's like an interview almost. So I would say do something fun, go to a park or go rock climbing together, do some fun activity like ice skating, and that's a great way to see somebody's personality because it's in the moment and it's organic. So I think that's a great tip for a first date.
Hi Mimi.
Hello.
My question is, when do you want a baby? I love you so much. Bye.
One day. You gotta have to wait.
Hi Mimi, here's Nella from nellakuku.com, and I was wondering if you have any tips on growing your blog audience by social networking. Love you.
Oh, that's a great question actually. How do you grow your audience by using social media? And I would say the main thing to do is to pick one thing and do it consistently. So not try to do Pinterest and Instagram and YouTube and Snapchat and all of these things all at the same time. I would say pick one that you enjoy the most. For example, Instagram, if you like taking pictures, and then create content there continuously and consistently, because that's what really builds an audience, is consistent content that you create and you put out there. Second tip that I would give is to always be true to yourself and not try to do what other people do, because it will only make you feel like a copy of somebody else and you won't really stand out. So I think it's important to get inspired by other people for sure, but then try to put your own twist to anything that you're creating, whether it is Snapchat videos, YouTube videos, or Instagram pictures. It's just important to sort of go inside and think, what kind of content do I want to see? That's kind of what I do when I create videos or take pictures. I create pictures or videos of what I would want to see personally, and then I put it out there, and I know there's always, you know, hundreds of thousands of people who want to see similar content. So I hope that helps.
Hi Mimi, it's Anna from Australia.
Hi Anna.
I just wanted to know if you've got book recommendations on the law of attraction and how to improve eczema. Thank you.
A book on law of attraction. I think there's quite a lot of there. I haven't read any books that are specifically on law of attraction. I know many of you probably would know Secret, which is a documentary that talks about law of attraction. I remember watching it years ago. Actually, I think this was in school when I was in college doing my image consulting certificate, and I absolutely loved the movie because everything I saw in the movie I was already doing subconsciously. So sort of, you know, you're in a parking lot and you're like, oh, my perfect parking spot is gonna be here. Like I would do all these things, and then they mentioned in the videos how like putting out that energy and believing that the thing that you want to turn out will turn out, and then of course doing the work. So you still have to, you know, you can't just sit and wish for things to happen. You have to go out and do them, but you sort of attract them by believing in them. I don't have a specific book recommendation, but if you haven't watched Secret, I would definitely recommend watching that because, you know, it talks quite a lot about that.
Hey Mimi, I was
Hi.
just wondering, when the mascara do you use? Because your eyelashes look so good. Love you.
Thank you so much. I use different ones. One that I can recommend that's a great brand and is natural is Josie Maran. So anytime I'm in Canada, I go to Sephora and I purchase it. And one thing, it's not really what mascara I use. It's one trick that I use after I apply the mascara. So I will apply one coat, then wait for it to dry for a few seconds, then apply a second coat, and then I go back into my lashes and like I press on like that. And I hold it for a few seconds, and then this sort of lifts them up. So it doesn't matter what formula you have, this trick always works on giving them a little bit of a lift. Thank you so much. Actually, I don't think my lashes are that big and impressive, but I really appreciate that feedback and comment.
Hi Mimi.
Hello.
What advice would you give to young girls who want to start a business? And I love your videos. Bye.
Thank you so much. I would say consume as much as you can on business and learn from people who have done it, because there's so many books, podcasts out there that give free information on how to start a business, how to run a business once you've started it. There's just so much advice out there. I would say, watch Alex's videos because he talks he talks in his vlogs, and sometimes he's talking videos about business and gives massive amount of tips on starting a business. So watch Alex's videos, watch Gary Vee. He talks a lot about hustling and starting a business. I'm gonna link it all down below in case you're wondering, or here or here. And then I would say first determine though, before you even start the business, is if starting a business is something that you want to do, because a lot of people have this misconception that owning business is for everyone and it's so fun, you're gonna just sip cocktails on the beach somewhere while you're doing work. But in reality, business is like a baby, and if you want your business to be successful, you're gonna want it to grow, and as the business grows, it requires more and more of your time and energy. And I can say that from personal experience. With Alex and I have been doing business for 6 years, and it's always going through different stages, and it needs you more than a baby sometimes, because it doesn't really grow to be independent. It always is dependent unless you set it up to be independent, which is possible as well. So I would say, yeah, just go out there and meet people who are doing business, try to talk to them, get tips and advice. And if you don't know what business that you want to do yet, go work for a startup and get as much information and experience as you can now.
Kisses from Slovenia, I love you. And Alex, I would like to ask, what do you think about pills for burning fat? Burning. Of course, I love you, and I bring to you a big hug. I want to ask you, did you see Banana Freely video about you? What do you eat in a day? What do you think?
Okay, so there's a few questions. Question number one, what do I think about fat burning pills? I think stay away from those pills because it doesn't sound natural. If you want to burn fat, you work out. That's the best way to burn fat, and that's the best way to, get in shape if that's what you're after. I try to stay away from any sort of pills. The only time I ever take pills, it's natural supplements for, iron or vitamins or things like that. But in general, I don't believe in fads like, oh, you're gonna take a pill, or you're gonna drink some tea and you're gonna lose weight, or you're gonna lose your tummy. Come on guys, it's all advertising. And what I think about somebody creating a video about me, I personally believe that it's important to support each other and uplift each other. So I don't watch videos where somebody's bashing somebody, whether it's about me or somebody else. It's just, I don't believe that that's a good use of my time. So yeah.
Hi Mimi, I was wondering what photo editor you use to edit your photos on Instagram, and greetings from Indonesia.
Thank you. So she's asking about what photo editing apps do I use, and that's a video I've been meaning to do for a long time. If you want to see a video on how I edit my Instagram photos, leave a comment down below and like this video. But I can just tell you what I used. I use a few. My absolute favorites are VSCO or Visco. I don't know what's the right way to say it. So VSCO, Afterlight, and Facetune. Absolutely love using all three, and sometimes I use all three for different things as I'm editing the same picture. So those are my favorites.
Hey Mimi,
Hi.
My question to you is, what is your one favorite spot in London, and what is your favorite cafe? And thank you for your work, you guys are very inspirational.
Oh, it's tough to choose just one. Thank you so much for your question. I would say if I had to pick one favorite spot, for me it would be Hyde Park because I absolutely love parks, or Regent's Park. I actually like both. It's really hard to pick, but if you're in London, definitely hit up one of the parks. Hyde Park is West London, so if you're in West London, go there. Regent's Park is more north, and then if you want to venture out, go to Richmond Park because it's absolutely beautiful. It looks like you're in the wild. That's like Africa. There's deer running around. It's so spectacular. And my favorite cafe, again, I have a couple. There's the Daisy Cafe, which is sort of like, actually both of my recommendations are Australian. There's Grandeur & Co. and there's Daisy Cafe, and both are pretty cool and have really great sort of brunch culture.
Я очень давно смотрю твои видео, хочу сказать тебе огромное спасибо за то, что ты продолжаешь их снимать, что они такие замечательные, ты такая замечательная, я очень сильно тебя люблю.
Oh, спасибо большое. This was just a message in Russian, and I just want to say to all of you Russians out there who are watching me, спасибо большое, я вас тоже очень-очень люблю.
Hey Mimi.
Hi.
So my question is, what country are you planning on visiting next? Love you so much, and please come to Lithuania. Bye.
I don't know what country I'm gonna go to next. I really want to go to Iceland. That's definitely on the list. I know that we're probably gonna go to Canada soon, so that's one of those things where we go all the time because of family and work. But in terms of visiting some new place, I would really love to go to Iceland. And there's another one. I really want to go to Cuba, and I really want to go to Thailand. So there's quite a few. You'll have to wait and see.
I love you so much. You and
I
Alex.
love you
I've
too.
been wondering if you have had any plans to come in to visit LA because I really want to meet you so much. I love you. Lots of love.
Oh, she's so cute. I'm definitely gonna visit LA when, I don't know right now. I don't have any concrete plans, but every year usually we go to California, so I'll be there, and when I go there, I promise to do a meetup.
Hi Mimi, I'm
Hello.
calling all the way from South Africa. I'd like to know how you stay motivated to do what you do because you make it look so effortless.
That's a great question actually, because it's something that I want to talk about more. I think unintentionally Alex and I make everything seem very easy. It's just, I think, a personal thing because we don't like to complain. It has taken us years to learn to just be positive, wake up every day, put a smile on, and do your best and focus on the best. I think to the outside world, through my videos or Instagram photos, sometimes it might seem like my life is perfect and everything's so easy, but in fact it is not. It takes a lot of work. I would say it takes mostly inner work, a lot of inner work to do what I do. Every day I meditate, I constantly listen to inspiring people through podcasts, I constantly listen to books or read books that I find inspiring, that I feel gravitated towards, because this is the information that I feel I need to grow and improve in a certain way. So I would say you have to do a lot of inner work to do something like I do. I think that's the only way I can answer that.
Hi Mimi, I love you so much.
I love you
I'm
too.
really sick right now. What do you do when you're sick?
I actually just had a cold, and the best thing to do when you're sick or you have a cold is to rest. And it's hard for me to take this one because I find it very difficult to just, let's say, lie in bed or take a nap during the day when I feel like I should be working. So that's one thing. It's the best tip. I don't always do it myself when I'm sick, but if you really want to get better, is to take a nap during the day if you can, if you're at school, at work, if you're allowed to do that. That's wonderful because sleep is really what allows you to heal faster. And then drink lots of hot liquids. So ginger lemon tea is great. Any kind of tea with berries, because there's a lot of antioxidants in berries. So you can buy frozen berries, organic frozen berries, and then just add it into a mug and then add some hot water. You can add a little bit of honey or have no honey, and it's really great, and it's just gonna give you a boost of energy.
Hi Mimi, I love your
Hello.
videos and thank you so much for making them.
Thank you.
I wanted to know what you do when you get really stressed out to calm yourself and to relax.
What I do when I get stressed out. I get stressed out quite a lot, I'm not gonna lie. And I think it's just that it's a habit. Anyone has positive or negative habits. And I think the first thing to do, number one, is to acknowledge and become aware. Because I think for the longest time, I was stressed, but I wasn't aware that I was stressed. I didn't recognize that this is stress. And then certain things happened in my body, like I had some stomach pains or burning sensation in my stomach that made me aware that, okay, this is the effect of the stress that you're not dealing with. So the best thing to do when you're stressed is to take yourself out of the situation and just sit in quiet and peace and breathe. So it's like meditation. So you just sit and you breathe breathe and you focus on your breathing and you just sit and quiet and peace for a few minutes. Another thing you can do is go for a walk in nature. If there's a park or square next to where you live or work, that's really great because nature again de-stresses, reconnects you to what's important. Another thing you can do is give a call to one of your friends or family members that you know always uplifts you and can see you the positive in the situation, and share. I think a lot of stress comes from sort of like internalizing things that we're experiencing. So sharing the things that we're fearing or the things that we're not happy about releases that stress. So definitely become aware of it and deal with it. That's the best thing you can do.
Hey Mimi, could you name your
Hello.
3 favorite books of all the time? Thank you. I love you.
Oh, that's a tough one. My 3 favorite books of all time. Number 1, I would say Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. Number 2, Mastery of Love by Don Miguel Ruiz. And number 3, there's just so many. Well, if I had to pick one that's coming to my mind for whatever reason right now, is this book called Ishmael. It's really great. It's sort of this fantasy book, but that talks about life and the deeper subjects of what's going on in the world, where this gorilla is talking to this person and sort of giving the wisdom. It's a short audiobook. I listened to it and it's wonderful. Absolutely recommend all 3 of these books.
Hi Mimi,
Hello.
you should definitely come to Spain, to Madrid, because we love you here.
Thank you.
Also, how do you find your motivation to work out? It's really hard for
How do I find my motivation to work out? I just made it a habit to work out the first thing I do in the morning. Well, not the first thing. The first thing after I do 5-minute journal and meditate is I drink a little bit of water and then I do a workout with Alex. So if you make it a habit, it doesn't take you as much energy to find the motivation because you just know it's just like brushing teeth. How do you find motivation to brush your teeth? You know you have to do it because it keeps you healthy and it keeps you energized. So just make it a habit. Make sure that every day or every other day you set aside a certain time and you do it every day at the same time, so you don't have to think about it. You just know this is the time. There is no back and forth. You just gotta do it.
Hi Mimi, I was wondering why exactly do you avoid eating dairy, gluten and sugar, and how this affected your life? Thank you.
That's a very big question. I'll try to answer it really shortly because it's a whole different topic that deserves a video. I've done a video about that and I can link it here and down below, but it's mainly for health reasons. I believe in eating whole foods and eating unprocessed foods. A lot of sugar and gluten items and foods are highly processed. So instead of eating sugar, I eat a fruit. So you still get fructose and it's still a form of sugar, but it's a natural form of sugar. So I just believe in eating whole foods and things as real as they are because I believe that's the healthiest for your body. And yeah, that's a very short way to answer this very big topic.
Hi Mimi, I'm Leah and I just have a question about love. Do you think it's possible to truly love someone and for them not to love you back?
Oh, that's an interesting question. I think it's possible for us to love many people in terms of like to love another human being and for that person not to love you back. I just think it's important not to take that personally. I don't know whether you mean this as like a romantic love or friendship love, but I think it is possible to love somebody with all your heart and not have that person love you back. I think the reason to that is because that person might just not be in the right space. Because in order to love somebody back, you have to be in a good relationship with yourself, and I think that's where love starts in the first place. So when you have self-love, then you have enough love to share with others.
Hi Mimi, what are your favorite lip products? I'm always dying to know what you have on your lips.
I really love RMS lip glosses. I wish I had it here, it's in the other room, but RMS, sort of, they're like gloss or like a lip butter. They come in little jars and I just love applying them. That's what I'm wearing right now actually. They're natural, cruelty-free, and super nice to wear because it feels like you have nothing on.
Hi Mimi, my question for you is if you could witness one moment in history, what would it be and why?
Ooh, that's an interesting question. One moment in history. You know, I kind of like being here, and I think there's a lot of moments in history that we're witnessing now that I'm very proud to be here to witness it. For example, Obama becoming the president of US. Again, I'm not into politics. I'm not gonna say if he's a good president or not, but the sheer fact of that happening and being here alive and witnessing that kind of moment, was very, very cool. So I would say there's lots of interesting historical moments happening now that I'm very excited to be able to witness.
Hi Mimi, my name's Chloe from USA.
Hi.
I just had a question about college. What do you think about taking a break after high school? Do you think it's a good idea or a bad idea? Thank you, love.
I think that's a wonderful idea. That's what I did when I went to high school, and when I finished high school, I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I kind of had a vague idea, but I knew that I was paying for my own school, so I took a gap year to work and save some money, but also it gave me some space and time to think about what I want to do. So I think it's a wonderful idea if you're finishing high school and you're not really sure, like you're not like, hell yeah, I know this is what I'm going for, then take a break, have some time, maybe get some work experience and try out what you're thinking. Let's say if you want to be a dentist, go work in a dental clinic and see if that's for you. If you want to be a fashion designer, go work for a fashion designer, get some kind of an internship job for this year. Don't just like, you know, waste that time because time is precious, but get some kind of experience to see what you're thinking about doing in life, and going to college for is in fact something that you want to do. I just want to keep going and going because there's so many questions. However, I don't want this video to be an hour long, so I'm gonna stop here, but I will be doing another Q&A video next month, so make sure you follow me on Snapchat so you can be there to ask the question when the time comes. Thank you guys so much for all your questions. I absolutely love meeting you. It's so much fun. I want to do these more. I love you guys. Bye!